What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Redemption 46 Studios. I'm Nick.
I'm Curtis.
I'm Jarek.
And I'm Zach.
You know the vibes. Y'all seen the picture. Y'all seen the thumbnail. Y'all know why y'all here. Xikers? Tricky House, official MV. This is your first time on the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Become a real redeemer today.
How you say that.
We're going to find out. Someone's going to tell us.
How you become a redeemer?
How do you become a redeemer? You hit that subscribe button. No, you just hit that subscribe button, man, and just talk, man. We're all family here. Word, that was it?
That was it?
Join the Patreon.
Join the Patreon.
Have a traumatizing event happen to you and you have a redemption arc.
Oh my God. Join the Patreon. It's going to be up and it's going to be stuck on there. It's going to be the dance practice for this on there and probably the live performance. Y'all been banging on the table. When I say banging on the table, y'all been in everybody's video talking about this group. This is supposed to be a Tease Little Brothers or something like that.
Oh, wow.
So it's supposed to be like a big deal. I'm hearing y'all talk crazy. I don't even want to tell y'all because I don't want y'all to be all, crazy. Let's jump into it. Y'all been talking crazy about this.
Certainly builds a hype.
Yeah, now let me make sure they turned up too. Y'all gonna get y'all just doing there. We're gonna loop y'all too. Is 4th Gem back outside? God bless your soul.
Thank you.
Look at those pumps.
Feels like the Joker.
Right.
Ain't nothing to joke about these lyrics. He trying to put old head on that new shit. He trying to put him on that Tricky House. It's lit. Fucking special effects is crazy. Shit.
In the car.
Dominic Toretto.
Yo, the show's almost over. It's our time now.
After credit.
Then they left all it out there. It's like, was I supposed to be on the train to Busan? Y'all left me the fuck out here.
I just want to go home.
I just want to go
He
home.
probably had a terrible day at work.
Yeah, he was already asleep on the train and shit. Like, imagine, like, boy just did a 14-hour shift and shit. Young boy,
these young boys dancing.
young boys dancing and even left him out and about.
Damn.
First, it seemed fun and shit. They had him drifting with Dominic Toretto and shit, and it seemed
After
cool.
I was like, damn, he just want to go home and go to sleep.
Yeah.
Who young boys is these?
This is, they from AT's Label Connects.
Damn.
Or KQ, I'm sorry, Entertainment. No, this was a good showing and shit. Something about the like the hook and everything that's kind of like genius as far as like kind of like an earworm or something like that. I feel like once it starts going, the melody, everything gets you kind of
Pronounced Xikers.
Xikers. Okay. So I like that. I like the aesthetic. I liked a lot of stuff that was going on with this. This definitely feels like something that needs to be played like live as well. My favorite part about all this really was the editing that was going on with the MV. I thought whoever was editing like showed they ass. It was light tricks and other things in here that I don't remember particularly like seeing in like a lot of K-pop stuff. Even when you put like those crash cams kind of directly on objects and just kind of like have them moving around with everything, I don't feel like we kind of see that a lot on there. Even certain angles that they were doing, they did like a low Dutch angle, but it looked like it was like fisheye lensed on the side multiple times. I thought like that was dope. The Quicksilver effect at some points where like Bull's in the chair and you see kind of like everything moving around him at certain speeds. It was a lot and shit. Those joints with those little snap cuts out and stuff.
Had a lot of great shots.
Yeah, like it was a lot going on, and I think it helped kind of sell everything that was going on with the video. Definitely feel like they own their own shit. Cause like I haven't seen anything kind of cut like this, so it kind of already has like a different feel than anything I've watched in K-pop recently. So yeah, I like this. I'm ready to hear some more from them.
The little squiggly lines felt a little inappropriate, but that's just what I think. Besides that, though, I think the editing was very energetic. That was probably one of my favorite things is the video. The cuts was fire. Just like the old dude was cool. I like even the roller coasters. It was some very interesting shots. It always kept you engaged with what was going on. The song was songing, doing what it's supposed to. I'm definitely interested to see more from this group. But I love all of the locations they used. I just really enjoyed this video. I think this is a fire video. Like, a really great video. I love old head getting in the Ferrari, turning into Vin Diesel, hitting them drums. It was a nice little watch, I enjoyed it.
I do want to hear more from the group though, in the sense of I wish some people maybe would have stood out a little bit more. The one bull, whoever, and I felt like it was the same bull, maybe I'm wrong, that was doing kind of like the his cadence was kind of like real kind of deep and kind of like extending. Yeah, it was a little bassy and extending. He stood out a lot. So y'all can jump in the comments and like tell me who that was, because like every time he kind of went, his part stood out a lot. But yeah, I know sometimes it's a little harder for when it's like your first time watching a new group, trying to take in everything as far as like what the video is establishing, what the lyrics of the songs are, and then trying to differentiate different members from each other too. So that probably would have been my nitpick, but this was a solid song and a good outing for them.
Do we know if this is a debut?
It's not.
It's not.
I think it was a second joint for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Real quick. Well, that is a part of my spell. They're a 10-member group. They pre-debuted with a song called Geek September 17th of 2022 and officially debuted the 30th of March with their mini album House of Tricky Doorbell Ringing.
This was like a few days ago.
2 days ago.
So they just debuted 2 days ago?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, they just got here.
Yeah, I definitely like this. Definitely like the video a lot. Love their aesthetic so far. if this is what they're going with.
Hmm.
That rap line was definitely interesting to me. Definitely want to hear more from the rap line. Definitely want to hear a lot more from the group. Probably want to hear that mini album to see what that's hitting for, see what this group is like. I just like this video. Like Jerick said, Jerick went into it. I like the edits, the effects. Once the subway opened up and they started dancing, that was fire.
Yeah, some high VFX.
Yeah, that hand puppet effect, moving the old man around, that was clean. I just like how they took that old man to a different world and was just killing it.
Yeah, I would say it's like that for me too. It was what's standing out most for me, I would say, is probably just the editing and everything in general. It took a little bit for the track to actually kind of get going for me because it's like one of those like trippy. I mean, you know, certainly the intent they had, but one of those like trippy roller coaster rides where it's like, you know, if you're not into it like immediately, like it's not slowing down for you. And that's kind of how this felt for me a little bit. It took me like, and granted, you know, within the prospect of like the album itself or mini album that they choose to have, you know, and depending on if this is like, let's just say track 2, track 3, or anything like that, there might be like something in those earlier tracks that kind of, you know, braces me a little bit more for this. But without really knowing the group or kind of much of, you know, anything, I felt like it was a little bit more so jarring for me, if that makes sense. But the stylistic choices in the video and everything, I really did enjoy. I mean, the way they utilize, you know, fairly minimal set pieces, you know, with the extent or with the exception rather of the carnival kind of sequences. But what they did with very minimal, you know, settings as far as like the subway kind of and the little tunnel that they're in there and everything, like they made good use of kind of all those sets. The editing choices again, you know, all those digital. I know we talked about that with. It felt like the Cole Bennett kind of effect, where it was like, you know, those animated things over like kind of real, you know, like in live action kind of movements.
God bless you.
Bless you. But it was something that I ultimately did enjoy and everything like that. And again, you know, Zach hit it perfectly when you said basically just taking the person to like a whole new world, getting them out of the mundane of kind of what everything is around them. You see it's like a rundown, kind of desolate, like, you know, for lack of a better word, basically like a trashy seeming kind of, you know, subway or whatever, or train. And basically just saying that, like, you know, we're going to represent that new change that's going to ultimately, like, you know, take you on this ride and everything. And certainly in, you know, just with K-pop in general, you know, how many groups there are and everything. Anyone that's debuting, you know, we've talked about it plenty of times, but you really have to come out and make a statement. And I think they certainly, you know, got eyes on them with this and made a bold statement. Certainly aided by, you know, the direction and everything, of course, the editing choices. But the aspects that I did like from, you know, the group themselves, I did like, you know, what we were seeing of the choreo. I certainly like the bits that we saw of the rap line. I wish there was a little bit kind of more of that, but it like the cadence and the flow and everything was like, you know, really, and with a beat that's kind of that intense, to kind of have a flow and cadence that's like suited or, you know, on the same level as the beat and everything. I just think that was really interesting in general. There was some layering with the vocals that I enjoyed as well, and I was kind of curious, you know, who may have been hitting those notes or how they were choosing to harmonize or double up or anything like that. I'd be curious certainly to see a little bit more of their B-sides and kind of get things down to the, I don't want to say the bare bones or anything like that, but basically like kind of, we always talk about like if the video is so grandiose and like, you know, like spectacular and catches your attention, when you strip that away and kind of go to live performances or go to choreos, does the song still kind of hold the same sort of impact for you and everything like that? So I'm kind of curious to digest it in those ways as well. But I mean, the group certainly seems like they're you know, coming out with certainly uniqueness, which is, you know, a merit in and of itself. But yeah, I think this is a group I could definitely come to enjoy a lot more, especially with respects to you know, the rest of their mini album or whatever.
I thought the video was cool. I thought the song was very well produced. I thought the video was creative, very colorful, high saturation, very well thought out. It was a good video.
You want to add anything else?
No, sir.
Yeah, give us more information, like on them, because I seen the X and they join stands for like coordinates, and then the Xikers portion is supposed to be because they traveling through time and space to find certain coordinates. But I'm just wondering,
Power Rangers,
what would be kind of the? That seems like a nice segue to set up something that could be like good, like, you know, albums. And I just wanted to know, like, you know, what's behind the first album. So if y'all know, jump in the comments and let us know. But yeah, if you're not subscribed, I don't know what you're doing. Hit that subscribe button. Jump on the Patreon. We're about to get into the live performance of this to see our first live really representation of the group. So yeah, we love y'all. We're gonna holler at y'all.
Love y'all.
Peace.
Take care.